This is Bofades, and he is stuck in ZF until he earns 1 million gold from this dungeon and this dungeon alone. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the series where we are running ZF until we earn 1 million gold. Today's episode is going to cover runs 81 through 90. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we made overnight. Alright, so overnight we made 1,797 gold with some standouts, I guess. The formula for the enchant weapon Demon Slaying sold for 190 gold. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but this raw spotted yellowtail that you get from Gazrilla sells still. A vanilla fish. Greater Eternal Essence, we sold 12 of those right there for 244, 27 of them for 551. Unfortunately, no transmog sells last night. Let's get all this gold in the bag. And it looks like we are starting today with 26,430 gold in this character. Still quite a ways away, but again, we're a week and a half into this challenge, so we're not expecting a lot quite yet, and that's how it goes with transmog farming, as you all know. Before we start, I want to answer a few comments. The first one says, yeah, in the last 2 months, I'm at 1.3 million gold from transmog. I haven't run the numbers across all my bank tunes, but that's probably about where I am as well. Actually, here's a quick clip that I recorded later in the day yesterday showing that this light Earthforged blade plan that I'm getting a lot of actually sells and sells well on the right realm. Unfortunately, it was on a realm not connected to this challenge, so I can't use it for what I'm doing here. But this stuff sells to collectors, and the more that people who don't farm it don't believe it, the more ROI people like us get to see from doing this long term. So if you're in that camp, feel free to leave transmog farming to the rest of us. We really don't mind. I'm going to highlight 2 more comments before I start. This person says, so in 10 days you have made 25k, so it's going to take you 100 days to get to 250k. Is this going to take over a year? So I've been breaking down this journey into days, where each day is 10 runs. I typically don't do that though. Typically I run dungeons like this like 20 to 30 times a day when I'm targeting specific items. The 10 runs per day video idea is sustainable for me since I have to like edit these videos after I'm done, and I knew that the editing would eat up some of my farming time. Having said that, this challenge may take a year, or it may take a few months, or we could finish it next week. It all depends on a few items dropping or not dropping, and then selling or not selling. All right, last comment before we start. The problem with this kind of content is that it's indistinguishable from economy propaganda, which content creators use to boost viewership. There's a monetary incentive for you to buy all of your own auctions on another account and eat the 5% house cut just to make the fake gold videos. It only costs 50,000 gold in auction house cuts to buy 1 million gold of your own auctions, and people do it a lot to make fake gold videos like this. And the worst part is that nobody would ever be able to prove it. Unfortunately, you're 100% right. All I can do from my end is just be open and honest with all of you as you follow along. And I know it might build my channel faster if I can, quote, prove that you can make 1 million gold from ZF in like 2 weeks. But building my channel fast isn't necessarily my goal here. If it were, all of my videos would center on midnight farms and concentration crafting. So all I can do is give you my word that every bit of gold that is made during this challenge will come from one of 4 auction houses or from the drops inside the dungeon, like the raw gold and vendor gold, right? And I'm not going to use any alt tunes or additional accounts or friends to buy a single item from myself. And my word may not mean anything to you. I'm just a stranger on the internet, right? But that's fine, because it's all I can give you to best address this comment and concern. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in. Go ahead and eat our fried bonefish and get Loot Appraiser started, and we will begin these 10 runs. All right, one thing about these 10 runs today is that I'm not going to announce an item. It's not going to be in the video unless it has at least a 3,000 gold market value across all US realms. Sun Scale leg plates, 9,700. You ever find it odd that a scarab would be holding a shield? Pride Lord gloves, 9,500. Jade leg plates, there we go. There we freaking go. Formidable belt. Okay, so the first hard part about the Jade leg plates is actually getting them, right? And the second hard part, as we all know, is actually selling them. And because I'm confined to 4 different auction houses in this challenge, I'm going to have to figure out which one makes the most sense to sell these on. Which is going to take a little bit of research and analysis, which is actually kind of enjoyable for me. Lofty belt. Bloodforged Sabatons. Another brain lash. It's a ring. War Leader's gauntlets. Brutish leg guards. Ironhide breastplate. Indomitable cloak. Heroic girdle. Arachnidian gloves. Brutish boots, 10k. Griffin mail gauntlets from a scarab. Bloodwoven pants. Bloodforged shield. And thanks for the sub. Another Spell Shock leggings. I think this is number 3, right? Wind Chaser woolies. Ironhide greaves. Arachnidian gloves. Is this what we got earlier? I think it is. Khan's buckler, 22k. Sunscale belt. Jade epaulets. Captain's breastplate. Tyrant's helm, 5k. Warbringer shield, 29k. Protector arm guards. Griffin mail belt from Scarab. Brigade leggings. Alright guys, that does it for these 10 runs, 81 through 90. Our bags are kind of a mess, so I'm going to go and clean this up real quick. Alright guys, after vendoring and disenchanting everything, this is what we're left with. If you've been following along, you'll notice that every 10 runs we're having less and less stuff in the bags left over. One of the reasons for that is that we've already gotten 4 of a certain item, and I'm not necessarily wanting to list it on other realms. That's actually the main reason, to be honest. And one thing before we break this down, we only got two of the boxes today, and yesterday we got 8. So the RNG with the boxes is kind of insane. And someone left a comment about, you know, kind of waiting until I have more boxes to open and maybe making that a standalone video. And I kind of think that's a good idea. So I'll look into that. We're either going to maybe do a video where it's like 50 boxes or maybe a video where it's like 100, kind of like what Student does. We'll see. From our round of disenchanting, we got 13 illusion dust, rich illusion dust, 135 large brilliant shards, and 29 greater eternal essence. I never mentioned the leather, but we got 48 thick leather, 17 rugged leather, 1 thick hide, and then the cloth is the cloth, right? As far as our best items go, I put them in this bag right here. Jade leg plates, Elunarian belt, the Bloodforged shield, and the War Leader's gauntlets. And something I forgot in yesterday's video is to look at each of these things on Undermine Exchange, so we're going to do that real quick. First up is the Jade leg plates. There are 166 of these up across US realms, with the median being 82k and someone selling it somewhere for 8,800. Silver Moon seems to be where you would find a deal on this. So my job is to be mindful of these prices and post it on a realm that A, I could be competitive, but B, I can get the most out of these leg plates. And I have to do it on one of the 4 realms that I connected to this challenge, so that will be a challenge in itself. Next up is the Elunarian belt, kind of an interesting item. 125 of these are up across US realms. On the low end, 888 gold. The median is 69k, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, this is the type of item that you don't want to post on high pops or full pops, which I made sure that of the 4 auction houses that I'll be posting on, we're not only on full and high. So mine will be posted a little bit higher than what you see here. And lastly, we have the Bloodforged shield. 130 are up across US realms, 1,000 being the low end, 38k being the median. Yeah, similar story to the Elunarian belt. This would be something that I'm not going to post on the full or the high pop in this challenge. So this will be an item that'll probably take a while to sell. All right, so we ended with 28,908 gold, almost 3% to our goal, right? And tomorrow we're going to be doing runs 91 through 100. Hey, thanks for the sub. Oh, and I forgot, the looted item value in today's runs is 697k, which is on the lower end of these runs. But anyway, that does it for today's runs. If you like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, however you want to engage. We're closing in on 200 subs, which is kind of crazy because we started at like 8 or 9 days ago. So until next time, take care. See you soon.